In today's video, we will be looking at the character Doctor Strange from Marvel. But before we do that, remember to give us a thumbs up and support us. Thanks. Dr. Stephen Strange is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, able to defeat enemies with a mere flick of his wrist. The talented neurosurgeon had everything he could possibly want, until his world was turned upside down after a horrific car crash. Now he must put his massive ego aside and learn the secrets of a hidden world of mysticism and alternate dimensions. And once trained by the Ancient One, Doctor Strange now acts as Earth's primary sorcerer supreme, a defender of our reality and the gateway to other worlds. To learn more about this character, including how he protects our reality and his connection to other characters in the MCU, make sure to watch until the end of the video. Stephen Vincent Strange was born in Philadelphia, but grew up in Greenwich Village, New York City, where he would later set up his practice. Stephen's parents were well off and sent him to the best schools, which Stephen excelled in. This included earning his medical degree from Columbia University before becoming one of the best neurosurgeons in the country. In fact, while working at a hospital in New York City, Stephen operated on a young boy who became the mayor of New York after recovering from his surgery. While Stephen was very successful in his work, he was also self-absorbed, arrogant, and believed himself to be better than everyone else. He would often take credit for the work of his assistant, Christine Palmer, and even turn away patients if he felt they couldn't pay him enough for his services. However, all of this would change when Stephen was involved in a serious car accident while driving back home from a late night of partying. Stephen swerved to avoid hitting a pedestrian and crashed into a stone wall, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. After seeking treatment at several different hospitals, Stephen learned that there was no way that he would ever walk again without the help of a wheelchair or crutches. Heartbroken over losing his ability to walk and desperate to find a solution, Stephen used every bit of his wealth to try and fix himself, but nothing worked. Eventually, Stephen's health insurance provider cut him off, forcing him to seek out alternative options. During this time, Stephen's ex-girlfriend, Christine, reached out to him, offering her support and letting him know that she still cared for him despite his inability to walk. She introduced him to her friend Nico Minoru, who was a nurse. And together, they helped Stephen get a new pair of legs, so he could finally stand up on his own 2 feet, although he still needed assistance to walk. However, during a late night of drinking, Stephen snapped and attacked one of the nurses who was helping him. Realizing that he wasn't ready to accept his new life, Stephen checked himself into rehab in the hopes that he could get his life back on track. During his time at rehab, Stephen met a kind-hearted woman named Morgan, who helped him to see the error of his ways. She explained to him that he could unblame other people for his problems, and that he needed to take responsibility for them instead. However, before long, Morgan was gone, and Stephen soon relapsed and went back to drinking. This led to Stephen deciding that he needed to leave rehab and travel abroad in search of a cure. But before doing so, he decided to visit Christine one last time. While talking with Christine, Stephen lashed out at her for not being able to help him. But she responded by telling him that he didn't need pity, he just needed a purpose. These words resonated with Stephen and made him realize that he needed to find something that gave meaning to his life. That's when Stephen left New York City to look for answers. It was during this time that Stephen came across a mysterious antique shop in London, England. He entered the store and saw a huge collection of ancient artifacts, including a large crystal ball. Suddenly, a figure appeared behind Stephen and asked him why he had come to the store. Startled, Stephen replied that he was just looking for something interesting. But the man told him that he had found him for a different reason. The man revealed his name was Victor Timely, and that he was a sorcerer who had been looking for someone like Stephen for a long time. Victor offered Stephen a chance to become his apprentice and learn the mystic arts, which could potentially allow him to regain the use of his legs. Intrigued, Stephen agreed to become Victor's apprentice. But after arriving at Victor's secluded cottage in the countryside, he quickly learned that his mentor was actually a 400-year-old sorcerer named Wong. After Stephen refused to pledge his loyalty, Wong trapped him inside the cottage, intending to use dark magic to extract the life force from Stephen and transfer it to Wong, allowing him to remain alive forever. However, Stephen managed to break free of Wong's hold and fled, stumbling upon a portal in the process. Stepping through the portal, Stephen was transported back to New York City and brought to a secret dimension known as Cumberbatch, hidden within the minds of those who have mystical powers. Here, Stephen met the Ancient One, a wise sorcerer who had been searching for someone who could help protect Earth from interdimensional threats. After explaining Stephen's situation to him, the Ancient One offered him a chance to become his apprentice and learn the secrets of the mystic arts. With nothing left to lose, Stephen accepted the offer and began his training. As Stephen trained under the Ancient One, he learned about the existence of other dimensions, each ruled by their own gods. The Ancient One explained to Stephen that these gods were constantly fighting for dominance over Earth, and that it was up to him to stop them from destroying the universe. Stephen also discovered that magic was a way of manipulating the universe and that everything was composed of energy that could be manipulated with the mind. However, he struggled to control his powers and often caused chaos as a result. Despite this, the Ancient One believed that Stephen had the potential to become a great sorcerer. Over time, Stephen mastered his abilities and became the new Sorcerer Supreme, taking over the position from the Ancient One after his death. His first task in this role was to defeat Dormammu, a powerful interdimensional being who had been trying to invade Earth for centuries. With the help of his new friends, Wong and Christine, Stephen was able to banish Dormammu back to his own dimension. Since then, Doctor Strange has continued to protect Earth from interdimensional threats, while also serving as a mentor to new sorcerers. He has also formed alliances with other superheroes such as Spider-Man and the Hulk, using his magical abilities to aid them in battle. In addition to his powers as a sorcerer, Doctor Strange is also a skilled martial artist and tactician. He is proficient in hand-to-hand combat, and is able to hold his own against some of the most powerful beings in the universe. Doctor Strange is also highly intelligent, and is able to come up with creative solutions to seemingly impossible problems. He is also a master of disguise, and is able to shapeshift at will. The main weapons used by Doctor Strange include his spells, which he uses to attack his enemies from a distance. He is also a skilled swordsman, and uses various types of swords in battle. In addition, he has access to a variety of magical artifacts, including the Eye of Agamotto, which allows him to manipulate time and space. Doctor Strange is a powerful ally to have on one side, but a dangerous enemy to face in battle. His magical abilities are virtually limitless, and he is a skilled fighter both magically and physically. With the release of Avengers: Endgame, Doctor Strange's role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has become even more important. As the only one who knows the full extent of time travel in the multiverse, he will be vital in helping the Avengers undo the damage done by Thanos. In addition, Doctor Strange's connection to other characters in the MCU, such as Tony Stark and Peter Parker, will likely become even stronger as the MCU moves forward. If you've enjoyed this video, then check out our latest content on Wanda Maximoff.